Hey guys, this is Natalie from Inspired Alignment. It has been quite some time since I have done a recording and been on the channel. I have been meaning to come on for the last couple days just because the energy's been really intense and I've been kind of being pushed forward into getting back on YouTube and making videos and doing readings again. So I just kind of wanted to touch base with everybody and make this video really quick about the different energies that we are experiencing right now. Like some of the channelings and messages that I have been getting and how I have been feeling has been very different from some of the other things that I've been hearing from like astrologers and other readers. So hopefully some of you guys can resonate with some of the messages that I'm going to give you. And for those of you who don't resonate with me, there are plenty of other channels out there for you to kind of check out. So I'm just going to start with saying that the energies that we are experiencing have been very, very intense. And I do kind of want to touch on the Twin Flame Collective right now because that's kind of been like some of the main area that I've been kind of drawn to or shown by my guides more recently. So those of you who resonate with the Twin Flame Collective, this definitely could resonate for you. I am at more of like a second wave Twin Flame, so I'm sure that more of like the second wave Twin Flames might resonate more with my messages than those who are not in that second wave. And then, some of us all kind of experience these things in different ways. So just take whatever resonates and just kind of dismiss the rest. So definitely the twin flame energy has been like on and popping. It has been very intense. I feel like many people who resonate with twin flames have been dealing with very fated situations over the last couple months, and it's just been becoming more and more intense lately. Many of the twin flames have been kind of testing the waters, I could say, since around July. So there may have been like spurts of communication or just certain situations that have kind of been coming and going since the month of July. And it seems like now at this point in time, many people who are part of the Twin Flame Collective are either kind of coming together with a specific person, or they are experiencing situations where they're able to kind of release some of the old things, old situations, old relationships, because they're getting ready to really kind of step into these new situations, especially going into 2020. This is a huge time where we're shifting into like new realities. So, every set of like twin flame relationships is different. And I feel like right now, for some people, there is like one specific person that you are kind of working with, that you're always kind of coming back together with. And for those people, I feel like this is a time where those sets of twin flames are coming together for different reasons, depending on where you are in this journey. So some twin flames are coming together to work together, to complete some things together during this time. Some are coming together just like in a supporting type of a way, to be there for each other, to support each other. And then some are coming together just to continue to learn new lessons and kind of dismantle some of these old 3D constructs that are kind of still stuck in our patterns and in our way of being. It's very common for twin flames to come together and then to separate again. And I think for me at this point in time, I've come to an understanding of knowing, that that's kind of part of the mission here, is to kind of come together with a specific person and know that this may separate again, and to be okay with that. I think that, earlier on in the journey, it's very difficult when we go through some of these like separation phases. Every time we come back together, you are having like expectations of it staying together, and you're not wanting to like separate again. And then like those people that have kind of been going through this for some time now, you get to a point where you are understanding that there's certain points in time where we need to come together, we need to work together as a pair, and being okay with knowing that it's possible that there may be another time where there's a separation that's going to be needed, so that each person can individually work on themselves or work on certain situations in their own life, without kind of enmeshing the two lives or two situations together. And then for other people who don't exactly have like a specific person, but that they resonate with the twin flame journey, I feel like this is a huge time for, releasing a lot of the old stuff, a lot of the old relationships, and really kind of stepping into a new era of your life, a new part of your mission. This full moon that we are having at 12:12 a.m. tonight, at least where I am, it's happening at midnight, so 12 minutes after midnight on December 12th, so 12:12 at 12:12. And that's probably not going to be the same time for everybody. But it is pretty significant here. It also is like a 333. So I feel like this is also like an activation of like the 333, the 12:12, definitely a very intense energy. And I feel like this full moon is also going to be just leading up into the solar eclipse that we are having on Christmas Day, which is about 2 weeks from now. So like whatever's kind of taking place right now is like getting that ball rolling or starting situations to kind of come to fruition or come to a close, come to a culmination. And it's going to be kind of like taking place for like this next 2 weeks up until the solar eclipse, where it's going to kind of like blow up. And certain situations may come to an end. There may be certain things that take place like over this next 2 weeks that kind of like shifts you into a whole new space within your life. And I think that is very significant for even those who don't resonate with twin flames. I think that many people are going to be kind of experiencing this very intense shift over the next couple weeks. And this is all kind of prepping us for going into 2020. Which is going to be a very intense year astrologically. I also kind of wanted to touch on the fact that I have seen a lot of videos and different things that people have been putting out there, kind of, I guess like kind of going against like the whole twin flame thing. And I've seen like some like arguments or people getting kind of like sensitive over the topic, people not agreeing with it. And I do think that I just want to say that, if you are not kind of already like resonating with this whole twin flame collective, don't try to like seek it out. Don't try to like push yourself into doing something that just isn't like resonating for you, or like isn't, I guess for me, twin flames and soulmates and all that kind of stuff was not something that I ever really kind of believed in or like was searching for or looking for. It just kind of happened to me, and then it started me rolling on this whole journey and this whole new path where now I realize, what soulmates and twin flames and all of these different things are. And I think that those things can happen differently for different people depending on like what your mission is here. Some people, this has the mission that they have here on Earth right now has a very strong tie to being a twin flame, while for other people it's more of an individualized thing. It's something that they're meant to do on their own, and then maybe throughout that process they discover a twin flame. But definitely I would say that for those who are like, you know, really wanting a twin flame, even though they've never really experienced it and they're just kind of hearing it from other people, it's definitely not something that you kind of want to like be out searching for or trying to find. And it's definitely not the type of thing that I think a lot of people think it is. It's a very tough journey to be on, and it's a lot of hard work. So I think that a lot of people want to like romanticize twin flames and think that, oh, that's just like this ultimate like partner. But really, when you look at the bigger picture, when you meet your twin flame, there's so many other things that take place within that aren't just about like, you know, being in a relationship with somebody or meeting your match or getting married and all this. I mean, there's just so many other aspects to it that is like much bigger than we can even describe sometimes. So that was like one thing I wanted to mention. And then also, trying to think what else. I don't know. I lost it. I can't remember what it is. So those were just a couple things that kind of came to mind that I thought I would touch on. I am going to just kind of pull some cards on the collective energy right now and what a lot of people are experiencing, just to see what comes out. And I will be working over the next 4 days on doing readings for each of the signs. And I may even do like a masculine and feminine reading as well. So just be on the lookout for those videos. I should have everything kind of up and on the channel by Sunday. And I think I was going to say too, for those people who have really kind of been on this ascension journey and going through a lot of changes and spiritual growth, you know, over the last 10 years, 5 years, even 2 years, those people that have really like been putting in like this work and experiencing all these like changes, I feel like this time right now with this, you know, full moon in Gemini and this upcoming solar eclipse, this is going to be a very like positive time, I feel like, for many of those people. And I also think that those people who maybe are not so aware and haven't been like on this ascension journey for a very long time, they're going to be kind of more experiencing things that are no longer serving them falling out of their life. And I think that it's going to be a very big divide. Some people are going to have a very challenging time right now, and some people are going to be very uplifted and experiencing very positive changes during this time. So I do feel like it's a very split kind of an energy. And neither one is better than the other. I just think that it depends on where you are within your own journey as to like what you will be experiencing. And even for those who are experiencing more of like the tower moments or tougher situations, you know, those ultimately are pushing you into the direction that you need to go into. So, you know, just continue to do your work and have faith, and, you know, ask for support if you need it. And then those who are not experiencing some of that like turmoil and destruction in your life, you know, just kind of be supportive and understanding of those around you who are kind of going through that at this time. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull some cards and see what messages we get just for this overall energy. All right, Spirit, so what does the collective need to know about the energy that is taking place right now with this full moon in Gemini and the upcoming solar eclipse here on Christmas Day? What are the most important messages that the collective needs to know for this time frame? Okay, the first card we have is this Four of Air. The second card is Thought. The third card is the Queen of Earth. And then underneath the deck, we have Integrity. And the Three of Fire with the Two of Fire, Abundance, and the King of Earth. So I just want to point out that I do have the King and Queen of Earth here. I think that this is significant just because I do feel like the masculine and feminine energies are playing a big part. And they are going to continue to play a very large role in what is going on collectively. The other message that I get from this is that, you know, those who are kind of still stuck in this like matrix or like the old way of doing things, who are kind of trapped in certain situations that are not moving in the direction of where the rest of the collective is heading. They are definitely going to be experiencing big changes right now. So for even those people who, you know, are very aware and very awakened, if you're still dealing with things that are making you feel trapped, that are not going to be significant down the road as far as like where you are heading, those things are falling away. And then also for those who maybe are not so aware of like the spiritual community and the different things that are going on, they're definitely going to be dealing with significant changes right now to kind of break away all of these old ways of being. And I think that those who, you know, are kind of more aware of this kind of stuff, you're going to see this happening with the people around you. People that maybe haven't been on the same page with you or haven't been understanding, you know, what you've been going through. I think that many of those people you're going to see are going through massive changes right now to kind of break them out of this like matrix type of energy. Keeping your thoughts positive is so key right now. We're definitely like in this time frame of huge energy shifts, huge like portals and timeline shifts and activations, and really kind of being positive and trying to really be understanding and not kind of dwell in some of this lower vibrational negative energy is going to be so very important for everyone. With this Queen of Earth, I just feel like kind of tapping into this like more feminine type of energy, like being compassionate, being, you know, using your intuition, using your emotion, kind of like those more feminine type of energies, but also being very grounded and being very practical is going to be super important during this time. We are definitely moving forward into a new time, and staying in your integrity. I honestly feel like at this point in time, people don't even have like a choice. Like the truth is being revealed left and right. Fated events are taking place. So people are almost kind of being forced to be in their integrity. And if like integrity is a huge, you know, block or an issue for somebody, I feel like they're learning those lessons at this time to kind of push them into realizing how important being in your integrity is. There's definitely like this coming together of like twin flame relationships, and even coming together of just like mirroring aspects. So really kind of pay attention to what is being shown back to you in your everyday life, because it's just a reflection of where you are and what you're kind of projecting out into the world. I think that that is also a very important part of like what's happening right now. And then we have the abundance with the King of Earth. So this kind of is finding that balance between the feminine and the masculine. And I think it is important for a lot of people to find like this independence within yourself, getting away from like codependent type of relationships or situations, and really learning how to build abundance financially, emotionally, spiritually within your life on an independent level. And that really kind of you know, reminds me of like this masculine type energy, because we've in the past have always looked at masculine to be more of like this financially secure and stable person, but it's important for all of us to embody this at this time. So being everything that you need for yourself without needing to have another person or another situation in your life to make you feel complete is going to be very, very important. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some more cards on this to see what other messages we can get. What other messages do we need to know about the messages that have already been given, Spirit? Can you please expand on the messages that have already been given, or provide new messages for these energies? Okay. We have another message for the Four of Air here. What do we need to know about the Four of Air? Other messages for the Four of Air. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. All right, what else do we need to know about this Thought card? What other messages do we need to know about the Thought card, Spirit? The Four of Swords. How about the Queen of Earth? What other messages for the Queen of Earth? The Chariot. How about integrity and the Three of Fire? What else do we need to know about integrity and the Three of Fire? Queen of Pentacles. Two of Fire. What else do we need to know about the Two of Fire, Spirit? Okay, the Star card. And then Abundance and King of Earth. What other messages do we need to know about Abundance and the King of Earth? Okay, the Page of Cups. So what I get here with the Queen of Wands and this Four of Air is that I feel like many people are kind of being pushed into really diving deep within their passion. What are you passionate about? What really kind of makes you fired up and wants to, what is it that really motivates you and inspires you? Because I think that there's going to be circumstances and events that are taking place during this time that you're really going to have to tap into this like fiery type of inspirational energy. And that's going to be kind of what helps push you out of like this box of feeling stuck and stagnant. Also, I feel like this represents the time frame that we're in right now. So Sagittarius, it's really kind of highlighting all of the good qualities of Sagittarius. So very like in tune spiritually, psychically in touch, very passionate and fiery, very fun. It's like, a free kind of fun, exciting energy, not taking things too seriously. And that kind of goes along with this Thought card. Like even if things are seeming very difficult or tough, or things seem like they're falling apart, it's finding something within that brings joy and happiness, and making something, taking any small piece out of whatever hardship is going on, and turning it into more of a joyful, happier type of an energy. I think that is going to help move people out of some of these more stagnant and stuck type of energies. I'm also getting a message of time here. I just feel like it's like almost like a window of time. Like there's like this window of time, and maybe it's this it might be just this 2 weeks from the full moon up until the solar eclipse here, where there's this window of opportunity, no matter what the situation is that you're being faced with, where you have an opportunity to act in a new way and to do things in a way that are serving your highest good and the highest good of everybody around you. So really take this time of opportunity and use it to the best of your ability. Okay, so with this thought card and the Four of Swords, I really get meditation here. So, taking time to clear out any of like that negative energy, any of those stressful everyday type of things. Take a moment to kind of clear your energy of any of that like negative kind of heavy type of energy. I'm also getting like positive affirmations, or even like changing your thought patterns, trying to be consciously aware of where it is that you think about things in more of a negative way, or the how you speak things in more of a negative way. Like we all have certain areas where we maybe kind of talk more negatively about certain aspects of our life, or we think more negatively. And so this is saying to be really consciously aware of those parts of your life and make a conscious effort to change that. If you're thinking about something in a negative way, like, oh, this relationship never works out for me, as soon as you recognize that you're going down that road and you're thinking in that way or speaking in that way, really kind of stop yourself and change it and turn it into more of a positive. Like this, like actually relationships do work out very well for me. I've learned so much from all of the relationships that I've been in. I'm so excited to see what else is coming for me during this time and in the future. So really kind of like turn your negative thoughts around and be consciously aware and make that conscious effort to do that during this time. Okay, so for the Queen of Earth and the Chariot card, I get this sense of like really like this movement forward and taking action into like specific directions, and having that balance and doing that, like really being grounded within your energy and being practical about what you are able to do right now, but also having like that soft compassionate energy. And I'm almost feeling like, almost like a fantastical type of an energy, be able to fantasize and really think about the goals and the places that you want to go, but doing it in a way that's practical. And also making sure that you're taking the steps, that you're not just thinking about these things that you want to experience, but you're actually taking practical action and practical steps forward into these things that you want to achieve. Okay, so with the Integrity card and the Three of Fire, I have this Queen of Pentacles here. Again, I'm kind of getting like that same kind of a message about for those who have been faced with situations that have been sad, or you feel like you've been done wrong, or if it's the other way around, you have done something that, was not in your integrity towards somebody else. I feel like it's like moving out of this energy and really kind of pulling yourself out of like that the negative aspects of it, like believing in yourself, believing in like knowing that everything kind of happens for a reason, and kind of dropping all of that heaviness and that old baggage that's attached to certain relationships and certain situations, and putting yourself into, again, I get like this action forward type of movement, releasing the past and moving forward, but doing it in a new way. Doing it in a way where you are in your integrity, and are showing that to others and believing that within yourself. Okay, so with the Two of Fire and the Star card, I definitely get like healing here, balance, things kind of coming together. I feel like there is, well, I guess to really kind of pay attention to the relationships that you're in, the people that you are kind of working with on an everyday basis, and, recognizing how those people that you're around are kind of showing you what needs to change, or what has already changed. Like I just get this sense of like really paying attention of like the people around you, and how how that the dynamic of that relationship is bringing balance and healing into your life. I feel like other people around us are playing an important role here, and it's helping us to bring healing and balance into our life, whether this be in twin flame relationships, other intimate relationships, or just people that we work with every single day. I feel like there's this energy of people kind of mirroring back to each other different things, and that kind of, on from a higher view is helping us to heal things and to bring balance into our lives. Okay, so here we have abundance in the King of Earth, and I have the Page of Cups with this. I feel like, again, like kind of it's bringing back like this codependent energy, moving away from things that are codependent, finding ways to be abundant on your own. And I'm also getting a sense of realizing when other people are taking too much from you, and releasing yourself from energies, situations, or people that are kind of draining your own energy. I'm also getting a message here of being, for people to be careful of overindulgence. So be careful of just doing too much. Everything in moderation. Keep that balance. Especially when it comes to things that are more toxic, like drinking or doing drugs or anything. Basically, just try to keep everything in moderation. Really stay grounded and be aware of people who are kind of taking from you. Be aware of you being codependent on other people and needing other people for certain things, and other people kind of needing you for certain things. Really, it's important for us to figure out how to be independent on our own on all different levels, but it's also important for us to recognize when other people are not stepping up and doing that in their own life. We don't want to be like an enabler of somebody because we care about them or love them. It's important for us to set up healthy boundaries so that those people can also become independent in time as well. All right, so let me see. I am going to do a couple cards for like what is to come, like what people should be expecting after we kind of get through this energy. So Spirit, what messages do we have for what is coming after we get through this like next couple weeks going into 2020? So we have the Nine of Pentacles, the World card, and the Seven of Swords with the Five of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So after we kind of get through this time frame of like very intense energy, I feel like people are going to be kind of pushed into situations where they're forced to kind of be independent and do things on their own. And it's really closing out a lot of relationships, cycles, situations that keep us from being able to be independent and fruitful in our own way. And I also feel like those who, like I said before, those who have not been, in their integrity or have been doing things kind of underhanded, like this is a time where it's not able to happen anymore. Like they're just setting up a trap for themselves, and they're going to put themselves in a position where they're kind of forced to change the way that they're being, and it's going to be very clear and obvious to the people around on what it is that they're trying to do. So I do feel like, if you're in any kind of a relationship or situation, work or anything like that, where people are being sneaky or underhanded in some way, those kind of situations and relationships are definitely coming to a close. And it's so that you can get rid of all of that toxic energy and be very secure and independent on your own. and with the Five of Cups and the Nine of, I also feel like after this whole time frame kind of passes over, a lot of people are going to kind of, not everybody, but I feel like there's certain groups of people that are going to kind of be like looking back at this last 2 weeks and kind of feeling like distraught and like things are really not going their way. Some people might really be, you know, like kind of like in a dark night of the soul type of an energy. And, you know, they're being forced to kind of, to let new things in. You know, I feel like people are going to be very guarded, but there's like this energy of like needing to like let new things enter, needing to be open to what else is possible after this, because this is just one big cycle that's kind of wrapping up so that a new one can begin. And I feel like after some of this like hard energy that we go through, there's going to be like this opportunity for people to kind of come in and help each other. And I think that, you know, some people are going to be very on guard about this. They're not going to be sure about it, but they will be like letting certain people in and certain situations happen, even if they're like a little guarded. It's kind of all happening for a specific reason, and it's bringing people together that are meant to kind of like come together and work together. For other people, I feel like this is going to be like you kind of assisting other people who are kind of going through this. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of shifts and changes after this next 2 weeks. And I feel like if you're not one of these people who are kind of experiencing some of the harder energies, you're going to be the one that's kind of stepping in for some of these people and showing them the way, really being like the way shower here. So this is going to be kind of what's coming up after this next 2 weeks is done and over with. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just pull one more message here, just an overall message for what else we need to know during this time. All right, we have the Elemental Embrace, and it came out in reverse, and then we have Together, which also came out in reverse. So Elemental Embrace says that circumstances have led to a feeling of separation. Reconnect with friends. So exactly kind of what I've been saying. There are definitely fated events and situations that are happening to make things kind of fall apart, to pull certain things out of people's lives, so that they can reconnect with the people that they are meant to reconnect with. And so this is happening for people on many different levels. And then for Together in reverse, this says, remember we all have moments of imbalance. Be gentle with yourself and those with whom you are co-creating, and move toward renewed balance. So exactly, I feel like our involvement with other people is very important during this time. I think that this moment is really kind of shaking things up and showing us where we need to find the balance, what areas need to really kind of be looked at and worked on. And there probably is going to be a lot of imbalance that's taking place over this next 2 weeks, but it's all to kind of help show us where it is that we need to regain that balance and, you know, help us to work with certain individuals in certain situations that are going to kind of push us forward onto the next part of this journey. So you guys, I hope that these messages were helpful to some of you. I know that I kind of really rushed through this. I just felt like I needed to get something out there because it's just been like, the energy is like wanting to explode out of me. So I just want to get these messages out there for you guys. Hopefully that this has helped you in some way. And I will be recording more videos over the next 4 days for the individual signs and for twin flames. So I will see you guys soon. Take care. care. Try to stay in the most positive frame of mind that you can during this time, and be really understanding of the other people around you. So I hope you guys have a good night. Happy full moon. Take care. Bye-bye.